Hello and welcome to lecture number 4. We'll talk about resistance in this lecture, and there are two kinds of resistance. One is the individual and the other is the organization. But let's start with first assuming that we are aware that there's going to be resistance, and there always is on one level or another to any kind of change initiative. You can always expect that there are going to be people who want to question why is this necessary, who are going to challenge whether or not the old way of doing things was in fact better than the proposed new way, or who will raise different risks or challenges to the idea. So be prepared for it, whether you be on the consultant side or the client side, it's going to happen. So let's first discuss though, you need to be aware that it's going to exist and then have realistic expectations. Just like it's been said, it is a waste of time to try to teach a pig to whistle. It annoys the pig and you rarely get a tune. You have to be aware of what the organization is capable of accepting or how far they can move and how quickly. Is there the level of resistance at the individual level? Is there a level of resistance at a department or function level? Do you have senior management buy-in? Are people going to provide resources to accomplish the particular change initiative, or is it just lip service that's being given? Be realistic in your expectations. In terms of some of the individual reasons why people may resist, it could be selective perception. People hear sometimes what they want to hear. They see what they want to see. They collect facts in a way that supports their predetermined positions. So even though it may seem on some objective level that change makes sense, you have to be aware that sometimes people will selectively choose the facts that they see around them or that they are provided in an effort to support their predetermined preference. Another reason why people will sometimes be resistant relates to habits. This is how we've always done it. I know how to do it the current way, even if it's inefficient, even if it's not productive. It is the way I know how to do it, and I have mastered it, and now you're asking me to accept or assume a new way of performing. I may not be as expert in that new way. I may not have the stature in the organization because I alone knew how to do the workaround whenever we had problems with the old system, and now I'm going to be on a level playing field with all the other people in my job function. So habit is an important reason why sometimes people will resist, because they've gotten used to the way it currently is being done. Another way is that people will resist is that there are competing assumptions. Sometimes people think or have heard through the grapevine that there are other options, or they perceive things differently than the ways that other people perceive them. So you might have conflict that way, and therefore resistance to making any kind of initiative move forward. There's also the emotional component, even if we take the cognitive or logical out of it. Anytime there's change, people will have to address how it affects them personally. Is this going to help me in my career? Is it going to limit me? Am I going to be as capable and competent? Am I going to be exposed? There's fear, stress, anxiety that often accompanies any discussion of change. So how do we motivate change? Well, I look at it as having three potentials. There's the carrot approach, where you can offer someone rewards for making the change. You can give them praise. You can give them tangible rewards for being the fastest, the most accurate, the best at the new process. You can use the club. If you don't do it, there'll be consequences. There'll be punitive actions taken. There'll be remedial instruction required, etc. The third way, and somewhat coincidentally also a C to join carrot, club, is couch, as in the Freudian couch, where we can help people to understand the importance of change, to provide them with support for their efforts as they make this transition. Now these three C's, carrot, club, and couch can all work collectively. You don't have to only choose one. Those are some of the ways to motivate change.